Well. Pete,
Mark,
is this coming out of the monitors?
sounds really loud.
Hello? God damn it. Well, Pete.
Hey, Mark.
If it isn't our 25th episode, huh?
25.
Yeah.
Sesquicentennial.
The sesquicentennial episode. Quite an achievement, right?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right word. God.
Yeah.
I sound like an idiot.
You said you looked it up when we were editing the last one because I'd asked you didn't know.
Yeah, it's been a week. I forgot.
Do you think anyone knows? You think one of our 22 viewers is that's not the right word? Yeah, highly doubtful. Do you think 25 is pretty good? How long did it take to get to 25 episodes?
Well, we worked it out, isn't it? It's an hour shooting plus probably half an hour prep. And then editing takes about 2-3 times the length of the episode.
No, what are we talking about here? I'm talking about
how many hours we put into it.
No, that's not what I'm asking. How long did it take for us to get here? When did we do our first episode?
May
of 2021?
22.
2022. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Keep thinking 21 is last year, Silly me. Still
I still think it's 2019.
Still writing Mesozoic era on my checks. Yeah. What were we saying?
May? Just estimating we probably put
now it's January.
90 hours into this, 80 hours.
No, I'm not thinking it. I'm just thinking, how long have we been doing the podcast for?
May.
Yeah. Which is, you got to do a little month math for me.
7-8 months.
8 months. 8 months to get to 25 episodes. Really, we have a lot more episodes, right? Because this week's memes used to be its own series. So we have probably 20 of those, right?
Yeah. 18. What is an anniversary anyway? Just a number.
Yeah. Right. Well, and if you're saying like sesquicentennial, that's talking about years, right? Or is that 25 of anything?
It's like the 25th in a series.
In a series, okay. You almost always hear it referred to when we're talking about years. That's what it's most commonly used, right?
Probably.
No one's like paying for something. 24 sesquicentennial.
Yeah. It's easier to just say 25th.
Oh, no. Yeah. Heater kicked on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep that off because it does work its way into the mic. Speaking of mic, hoping for a little better audio quality this time, although I feel like I just heard some clipping right there. Working out the kinks, but I invested in a couple mic preamps because we've been getting, I think the floor noise has been coming through, and then we've been trying to gate it off, and then if we mumble or something, that gets gated with it. You audio nerds will know what I'm talking about, but we got kind of the equivalent of cloud lifters called FET heads, so it puts a little clean gain into the mic, hopefully lowering the noise floor.
Yeah. So in layman terms, we sound louder.
We should sound more present and clear with less background noise. Hopefully. We'll see. Could have been a waste. Yeah, we're also trying a new thing where we're sitting. I feel like I'm still looking at the monitor, but the idea, so we switched to a 45-degree angle with the chairs, which is what I see most other podcasts that have 2 people doing, unless they're both sitting behind a desk. I guess there's that too. But I like with the previous format, we're both trying to look forward, kind of towards the camera, and we're talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really make sense. This is more natural, right?
You know why I really like it is because now we can deliver lines to the audience.
Right. Now when we look over at the camera, it's more dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll be less inclined to, because it's like a tick. I know it's on the monitor, but I feel like I'm always glancing over at it. I guess it's good to make sure it's still recording and stuff, but be looking over at it as much as I do.
You got to transcend. You got to get outside your body.
Yeah. You think that's
so.
That's the ticket?
That's the trick.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we'll be more engaged here, a little more natural. Maybe it'll be more conducive to a conversational
conversation.
Format.
Yeah. Conducive.
Yeah. We'll cut out the 30 seconds where I couldn't find it. Yeah, good stuff. So we've tilted the chairs. We have mic preamps. It's really coming together. It's a gray day in Kansas City, so it's a little dark in the studio. But like I was telling you earlier, I think the camera does fine. Seems to be a problem when there's too much light coming in through the window.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the sun is right now. It's so dreary.
Neil deGrasse Tyson would have something to say. The sun's always there.
Yeah, probably, or he'd want to mansplain to me why how it works with the lens and the aperture. Yeah. Well, good stuff. We're on.
Yeah.
Are we into what's the date today?
The 14th of January.
14th. We're about halfway through dry January. Any updates on that? How's that been for you?
Yeah. Pretty good. We wanted to,
coffee today.
Venti iced Americano.
Nice.
With oat milk.
What did I get, Pete? I know what I told you to order, but what did you get me here?
Oh, yeah. That's a Venti iced chai latte, extra shot of espresso, oat milk.
And it's delicious. Starbucks. And it's funny because closer than the Starbucks, right by our building, is Messenger Coffee, right?
Yeah.
Shit talk Messenger Coffee a little bit here.
The local place.
It has the strongest cult following, I think, of any coffee shop, right? You go there on a Sunday morning, it's absolutely packed. They do like a yearly release where there's like a line around the corner. Yeah, if you had the cheese slippers.
The cheese slippers.
But I don't care for it. I'm usually not a Starbucks guy. I don't think they make the best coffee either. But at least it's never packed in there, and something about Messenger Coffee. It just tastes sour to me. They're roasting the beans in house, and I don't think they're training their roasters that well.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. Could be preference. I'm not claiming to be a coffee expert, but for my palate, it's not worth the extra money and the extra time spent in line.
Oh yeah.
The anxiety of being in it's huge. It's a huge, like two-story, but then there's a rooftop deck too.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice, but our Starbucks feels more exclusive.
Yeah, I haven't been there in ages.
The Messenger. Yeah. Me neither. I used to go there when I was at a coffee, and it was always just such a hassle. And you're looking at like $8, after tip for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I just keep walking. Now I go to the gas station. I'll get some coffee flavored energy drink.
Oh yeah.
Turn into a flaming shirt, Guy Fieri. If you haven't watched last week's episode, watch that, because I'm making a lot of references to it, and I think we should start doing that. And that'll make we'll kind of put it in people's like, oh, I better check out the last episode. That way I get that Guy Fieri reference. Yeah.
Yeah, we're establishing canon.
While we're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click counts, right?
Yes, we will personally going for social capital here, save a baby seal.
Yeah.
I will pick up a cigarette butt for every YouTube subscriber that we can get.
Yeah. And let us know.
Make it 10 cigarette butts.
Yeah. And so subscribe, right? Pete's a good citizen in the comments, and Pete will pick up the cigarette butt that he had just extinguished. Good stuff. Good stuff. What else? Did I finish the story? Why were we talking about coffee?
Because we're drinking coffee because it's dry January.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, dry January. How's it been for you? Are you feeling detoxed?
Fine. I do feel detoxed.
Yeah.
Definitely over the hump since day 6, 7.
Yeah.
And feeling good. Feeling
Yeah.
generally good. I'm sleeping great.
The
Saving money.
The hardest thing is just finding things to do, because usually the thing to do is like go to a brewery or a bar, or go play pool or something.
And tonight's actually kind of like the hardest situation we faced because I want to go to that Big House show, but I can't see myself not taking advantage of their cheap, liberally open cooler full of seltzers.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it wouldn't be too bad. I think we should give it a try.
Yeah. What is it, like dubstep?
I don't know. I didn't check out the artists. I like the poster art. It's like some old like DOS Windows looking thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's like C-punk, vaporwave.
C-punk. Pete thinks that there's a genre called C-punk because there's a playlist that he listens to a lot that's called C-punk, but it just sounds like electronic music to me. Please, let us know in the comments if C-punk is a real genre. Do you think there's going to be some C-punk there, though?
No, it is. It is. I don't know if our podcast has much crossover with like C-punk, but maybe we'll get someone who knows. It is a real genre.
Only one way to find out. Is it a real genre?
Yeah, I made that playlist.
You made the playlist?
Yeah, to aggregate C-punk and C-punk type music that I'd found.
Did you invent the genre?
No, it's a real thing.
All right, let's Google it. Show me one thing that says that C-punk is real.
Just Wikipedia or Aesthetics Wiki.
I've never heard of Aesthetics Wiki, but yeah, how about Wikipedia?
What do you want to know?
C-punk is a subculture associated with aquatic themed style of fashion. Has no mention of music. Oh yeah, okay. Also spawned its own electronic music microgenre. All right, I guess it's barely real. It's real if you're on Tumblr.
Call back to our first episode.
Oh yeah, we're going in depth.
Told that Tumblr story.
Yeah. Can you go on images? I just want to see some examples because it seems like it's primarily a fashion genre. Right?
No, it's like it was both music and visual art at the same time.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So kind of vaporwavy, but also
in the ocean.
Do you yearn for the sea, Pete?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I just want my toes in the sand. Feel the tide wash over my feet.
Do we live in the furthest point from the ocean in the States? So I guess it would be further north, huh? Right? Then you've got Canada in between on the north side.
Yeah. But then you have the Great Lakes.
Yeah, those aren't sea.
Yeah, beaches.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. Have you been to the Great Lakes? You been to those beaches?
Yeah.
It's just like the ocean. There's sand. There's a tide. Probably some big old fish in there. You think?
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Todd.
Yeah, resident marine biologist. Hopefully future guest. I have a hard time convincing him. He's kind of a private guy.
For the folks at home, we're talking about a friend of ours who's a fish expert and knows everything about saltwater and freshwater fish. If you'd like to see him on as a guest, let us know in the comments below. Alrighty, Rooski. Should we go ahead and get to the news here?
Yeah.
All
Cue
right.
it.
Bam.
First headline, a town is forced to tell treasure hunters to please stop looking for Nazi gold.
Oh my.
A newly released World War II treasure map sent treasure hunters flocking to the small town of Ameren in search of looted Nazi gold.
Well, it makes sense. You know, there's been treasure hunters since the dawn of treasure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treasure hunter.
Yeah. They all have those things. What are those? Those
That's a metal detector.
Metal detector.
Yeah.
Combing beaches with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You ever used one of those?
No.
Yeah, it seems fun, right?
I wonder. So the treasure worth $19 million from a Nazi bank robbery. That's interesting.
How do they know it's worth 19 million?
Well, it's estimated to be worth about $19 million today.
Because that's them, just because they know what was stolen and then hidden.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if it's from a bank robbery, why is it Nazi gold? It was a Nazi bank?
The Nazis stole it from the bank.
Oh, really? The Nazis were bank robbers too?
They were bad people, Mark. Yes. Pretty sure they weren't above it.
Not arguing with you there, but interesting.
This to me, I don't know. Sounds like an adventure.
Yeah.
Sounds like a quit your job, move to Europe kind of thing.
Yeah, a gold rush.
Yeah.
Except this one, there can only be one winner, you know. Like that movie Rat Race. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the guy say? I win.
Yeah.
Sounds like the plot of like a Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to think from the perspective. Probably a small town, right? Is it a small town or is it a large city? Can you tell from the treasure map?
Looks like a town.
Probably a small town. Yeah, they would say city otherwise, right?
Yeah. Here's some details. According to the map, the booty should be hidden in a field near the town, a Dutch municipality, though experts believe it has long since been plundered.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's just out in a field, someone's going to stumble across it already, right?
Yeah. That would explain the metal detectors, though.
Yeah. If there's anything I know about archaeology, it's, you know, stuff is underground. You have to dig to it. It's the only stuff that lasts a while. Even then, not always the case. You know, like they'll find like a new tomb of a pharaoh in Egypt, you know, they didn't know about, and then they crack into it, and it's already been looted.
Yeah.
3,000 years is a long time. Is it 3,000?
Since what? Whoa, since Egypt?
Since Egyptian pharaohs.
Man, the Egyptian Empire was around for a long, long time. So, you know, thousands of years. Yeah.
Is it no longer around?
No. Egypt is a shadow of its former self.
Alrighty. They still have the pyramids.
The Nazi treasure.
Oh, treasure. Yeah. So imagine you live in a small town. Maybe you're a mechanic. And all of a sudden, there's all these assholes with their metal detectors just roaming around the town, clogging up the roads.
Yeah,
they're not built for that sort of traffic.
Well, how do you make money during a gold rush? You sell jeans to people.
Jeans?
Yeah. Levi Strauss.
Oh, made a lot of money during the gold rush.
Oh yeah, more than most people.
Yeah,
more than most miners.
Was it really the gold rush though, or did they just make some great jeans? Because they still sell a ton of jeans.
That's where he started the company.
Where? California?
California.
San Francisco?
I think so.
So I think it says on the little thing on the back.
Yeah.
These are J. Crew.
Oh yeah. J. Crew man.
Yeah. Where was J. Crew founded? Probably New Jersey. Yeah. Well, I could see why they wouldn't like that, right? But then, I mean, this is in where is this again?
It's Dutch, so
the
Netherlands.
The Netherlands, yeah. So I don't know how the laws are around like public property and stuff, because I know out here there's like in some cases there's not much you can do. If there's some public land, people can go walk around on the public land and just dig for gold.
But most fields in like Kansas, in my experience, are like private property.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's trespassing.
I don't know. In the town I grew up in, there was a lot of like hobbyist gold miners, and they would go and like stake claims and stuff. They'd drive out in like their four wheelers. What do you call them? ATVs.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Go out and try and find gold, and there would be a claim disputes, and they would like pull guns on each other and stuff.
Wow. In what year?
It's 2009. Yeah, that's when I would talk to people. Yeah, they would tell me stories like this last weekend. Yeah, ran into a guy. He said the claim was his. I said the claim it was mine. And yeah, it's like the Wild West still out there.
Hmm.
So you probably don't want that either, right?
Yeah.
There's some violence, right? You know, some jackass with a whip shows up and thinks he's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Indiana Jones also hunted for Nazi treasure, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's weird that there's Nazi treasure is a thing, you know, and there's like so much of it. That was just a weird attribute of the Nazis. They hoarded lots of gold.
oh yeah, and gold and art. I stole a lot of art,
Yeah.
and a lot of it's being repatriated.
Oh yeah, I had heard something about that. Yeah, the Nazis stole some famous paintings, right? There's some of the most well-known paintings have been Nazi property.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty well. Yeah, I don't know much about the World War II history. I think the reason I'm not that interested in it is because there's so many people are, and like anytime I talk to anyone, especially if they bring it up, I just assume that they're an expert and they have like binged every History Channel documentary
Yeah.
and absorbed it all. And it's like
You read
yeah.
one book about history, and it's all you talk about.
For some reason that war in particular, people get obsessed with. Seems weird, but what can you do? Probably because there's so many films about it.
Yeah. Yes.
Saving Private Ryan, is that World War II?
Yeah.
What's your
Our boy
favorite?
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. What's your favorite World War II movie?
Ooh. Ooh. I mean, Saving Private Ryan is pretty hard to beat. I really like The Great Escape.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it's a classic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Guy escapes from a Nazi POW camp.
Oh yeah, sounds pretty cool. Who's the guy?
Rides a motorcycle.
Anyone I would know?
Yeah, this. Oh man, I should know this.
I've definitely heard the name. I believe you that it's a good movie. I've seen it on lists or something of great movies.
Who's our guy? Steve McQueen. Wears a leather jacket, rides a motorcycle, gives attitude to Nazis.
Fair enough. I'll have to check it out.
What's your favorite World War II movie?
I don't know. Not a big World War II guy. Maybe Schindler's List.
Yeah. Never seen it.
You've never seen Schindler's List?
I
saw it in school. It was like a movie we watched in school.
Huh.
It was kind of controversial because it's so violent. Yeah.
Is it?
Well, violent and just shows a lot of despair and stuff. But kids have got to see that. They got to know what happened. It's funny. Well, we're so liberal showing like the atrocities that other countries do, but when it comes to our own, there were no long violent videos about that. But I remember it being pretty good, like a pretty compelling story.
Schindler's List and The Great Escape.
Yeah, what I like about it, because so many World War II movies, I feel like they're all about the soldiers. It's all focused around that. Schindler's List is more focused on the concentration camps. All everything going on around there. Yeah, and like I said, I think it was like freshman year in high school. I watched it, and if I remember correctly, Schindler was a fella that got a lot of people released from the camps. He had a list of people he was somehow saving. I don't know. Worth another watch.
Cool. This one's related.
This is related to films. Not so much Nazi Germany, except there is Italy involved. They were complicit.
Oh yeah, participants.
Transformers director Michael Bay charged over claims a pigeon was killed on a movie set in Italy. He says no animals involved in the movie were harmed. Who do you believe? Let us know in the comments.
A pigeon?
A pigeon, yeah. Pigeons die all the time. We watched a crow die last night. It was the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
There was a huge flock, and they're called murders. Yeah, it's an interesting name for a flock of birds, but a big ass murder of crows. One of them had like hit this bridge that goes between two buildings and fallen into the street, and there were just tons of them just swarming around, squawking like crazy. It was a terrifying sight. On yesterday, Friday the 13th, it was a pretty bad omen. So we were about to walk through right where it was. We were going to go to Tannen, remember?
Yep.
Get dinner there. And
Across
then we said, no, let's go this way. And worked out. Nothing bad happened.
Yeah. Although I was just walking by there to get the coffee and I didn't see a dead crow. So maybe it was just stunned.
It seemed like it was trying to fly away. Yeah, it wasn't dead. But I don't know. It was having a really hard time.
Or a dog ate
flying again. Maybe a dog ate it. Or, I don't know, a crazy person.
So a pigeon was killed on the movie set and people are making a stink about it.
In Italy.
I mean, Michael Bay, known for giant explosions, lots of expensive stunts.
Right. Bit of a pyrotechnics freak, huh?
Yeah. You wonder how much of that is like CGI, though, and how much of it's just practical effects. Or like actually practical effects, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's changed over the course of his career, right? Because he's been a prolific director for some time, right? It says Transformers director, but that's not even probably his best known work, right? But honestly, I don't know what he's in, but I've watched movies and it says Michael Bay.
Yeah, he did Armageddon.
Let's pull up his filmography because I'm interested. Yeah, I've seen lots of jokes about Michael Bay. You know, explosions everywhere, directed by Michael Bay.
Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers, Dark of the Moon,
Pearl Harbor, another really good World War II movie.
Transformers, Age of Extinction,
Bad Boys 2, and Bad Boys 1.
Transformers, The Last Kingdom.
How many Transformers movies have there been?
Yeah, now you know why it says Transformers. Director Michael Bay.
What do you think of Transformers as a film, Pete?
Bumblebee, a spinoff. Yeah, I heard that was pretty good.
Jack Ryan, right? Is that the one with Jim from the Office?
Yes.
Yeah, another Michael Bay film.
TV series.
All right. Stand corrected. Oh, that's right. Amazon, right? I remember they were pushing that pretty hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Transformers. What's your thoughts on that film series?
The first one was pretty good.
Do you think?
Yeah. It was something new. It's pretty cool.
Maybe. I don't know. I remember not caring for it. I think it came out at a time when there were a lot of, I like the Marvel films. I'm a fan of the action and the special effects.
Oh, trash.
I know. I'm just just a basic bitch here with my Starbucks and my Marvel films.
Yeah.
But I saw Transformers and I was expecting kind of more of the same, to kind of fall in line, not realizing that it's it's a completely different franchise and probably different producers and stuff. But I don't know. I think it's so geared at kids. It's more of a children's movie. That I don't think I was able to get into it. I'm sure it's only gotten more cartoony. Is it still Elijah? What? No, what's
Shia
LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf.
No, he's out, and so is Megan Fox.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was in it.
They both left the series long ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can't expect them to stick around that long, right? I mean, even Fast and the Furious did some without Vin, didn't they?
I guess. So there was another movie. I just find this story really funny about Michael Bay and the pigeon, because there's another movie directed by a Russian guy about 100 years ago,
Okay.
early cinema, and I think it was Peter the Great. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a large battle scene taking place in like Tsarist Russia, and he had 1,000 real horses on the set of the movie, and he was using real explosives. And I think I remember something to the tune of 1,000 horses died on the set of this movie, and like it was Russia, so it was no big deal.
That's a lot of horses.
Yeah, but like he would scoff at this, be like, "Oh,
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Alec Baldwin killed a person.
yeah." They still need to make a movie out of that.
It's a pigeon. Aren't there? I don't know. Maybe things have changed with modern magic, but I heard that there's plenty of like theater magic shows that involve the deaths of some animals, like namely pigeons, right, or doves, I guess. They like to use in magic. What's the difference between a pigeon and a dove?
They're illusions, Michael.
You know what's the difference between a pigeon and a dove? Because they're very similar. Is it kind of like a pig and a wild boar, where it's like they're the same animal, but if they're in a city, they become pigeons. If not, they become doves. I feel like that's the case. I might be making it up. Can we Google it? Because that's the case with pigs, right?
Yeah,
They only
we've gone into this before. Pigs, boars are wild and pigs are domesticated.
Mm-hmm.
According to Paul Sweet, the collection manager for the Department of Ornithology at the American Museum of Natural History, there is no difference.
There is no difference, but there's a difference in coloring. Or is a white dove just a rare type of pigeon, or is it like I said, where it's just where they live, they adapt. So cities are often kind of gray, a lot of stone everywhere, a lot of concrete.
You think pigeons are just dirty doves?
Well, I think maybe their foliage,
plumage, Monty Python. Beautiful plumage on that one.
Their plumage turns gray to blend in with their environment, as opposed to doves would be white because they live in the snow.
You might be onto something.
I might be reaching. I don't know. What does this have to do with Michael Bay? Okay. So does it say? I scanned this article, and it seemed pretty ambiguous as to like how he's being charged. Like, is he like criminal charges for killing a pigeon?
It says there's an ongoing court case. I don't think it lists the charges.
Is pigeon like the national bird of Italy? Like we have the bald eagle.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Pigeons are a protected species in Italy.
They can have ours. Do we have pigeons? We have a lot of crows.
In Kansas City?
Yeah.
Not really.
Just crows?
Mostly crows.
Holy crow. Yeah. Well, there you go. Protected. Like the bald eagle. The bald eagle population is completely rebounded. There's tons of them out here now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there were almost no bald eagles left, right? I think there were like some in Montana and some in Washington. Now the population is completely back. I've seen like pictures of people's backyards, 5 bald eagles chilling. They're pretty glorious birds.
I think if the national bird had been the turkey, we'd be eating bald eagles on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, probably much worse meat, right? Sinewy,
fishy.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, I think of a bald eagle as like a very muscular, strong bird, but I wonder if that's just the American propaganda that's been shoved down my throat my whole life.
I think they're apex predators.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how did their population get into trouble? I guess it happens to sharks, too. Sharks aren't apex predators, though. Killer whales fuck up sharks all the time. But also the killer whale population is in trouble. I don't know anything about the animal. It's all, little butterfly effect. One little thing just throws everything up.
I don't know. I think it's desirable to hunt those apex predators because they have things that you want, like bald eagle feathers or talons or whale oil.
Whale oil?
Yeah,
Whale oil beef?
whale jerky.
Well, that's interesting. So you think bald eagles were hunted almost to extinction?
That would be my guess.
I don't know. I would think deforestation probably. Yeah, probably really the real culprit.
Okay.
Right. Next headline.
Yeah. What's up? The Taliban has launched Afghanistan's first supercar.
The Taliban.
Remember those guys?
Yeah, this is a shocking article in many ways because the Taliban are the terrorists that attacked us on 9/11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. A terrorist organization. And now, reading this headline, it sounds like the world has just accepted them as the leaders of Afghanistan. Yeah, I mean they're really integrating. They're not just terrorizing. Well, now they're terrorizing the streets with their sports cars. They're coming out with a sports car. I mean that's crazy.
Can you insure a car bomb?
I'm certain that you can't. Pete.
This is wild. So the car is a Mazda 9? Is that?
It's a Mata,
Oh, a Mazda
a
9.
Martyr 9.
It looks legit. But what lies beneath the hood? Multiple tweets show that the engine is similar to a Toyota Corolla hatchback.
Okay, it's got like a little 4-banger engine in it.
Yeah. So my dad used to have it was called a kit car,
Sure.
and it looked just like a 1950 Porsche Speedster, but
Yeah.
it was built on top of the engine of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Really?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is a pretty slow. I mean, Volkswagen makes pretty slow engines, especially the older ones, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't like a performance car. It looked like one, but it was all looks.
It's weird.
That's what this is. It's a Toyota Corolla. Looks like a, I don't know.
Yeah,
Bugatti?
They just put some fancy bodywork on it and called it macaroni.
Huh.
But it's
kind of like their government.
It's not to put any faith in the Taliban, but this is their prototype. So they have not like began production. They have one prototype that's it's got a Corolla engine.
So what, you think they'll be at car shows, setting up a booth, showing this off?
I feel like
Lovely models
only locally
against
right?
the car.
Like there's no way they could take it international, right? You can't go to some Italian car show, right?
Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah, crazy.
They
They live in their own world,
Yeah.
And yet, they were able to take over a country. What does that tell you? I don't know. Strange.
Just that I don't even know what to believe anymore.
Strange
and
stuff.
That everything is weird.
Crazy that would be like a priority. Like they just regained control of Afghanistan. They're like, time to start working on our supercar.
My brother in Christ, you don't even have roads.
Do they not?
I imagine it's a problem there.
Yeah, I guess all the movies I've seen, they're roaming around Afghanistan. It's all just dirt roads, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy stuff. What are your thoughts on us pulling out of Afghanistan and letting the Taliban have it?
Well, it was kind of a forever war, wasn't it? It's this big quagmire.
Yeah.
But
No.
I don't think we really accomplished our mission, did we?
What was our mission?
Build a modern liberal democracy.
Put in a stable democratic government. Yeah. Why was that? Why couldn't we do that? Why didn't that work out?
Afghanistan historically is just a graveyard for empires.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to control, maintain.
And is that because Why? Because is it landlocked? Afghanistan landlocked?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably borders a bunch of different countries. Yeah. Well, here's an idea. Why not? Because how are the other countries around it? Probably pretty rough too, huh?
Yeah.
Uzbekistan.
Whole region's kind of
Yeah.
iffy.
But yeah, again, not really our battle though, right? Like similar to Nam. Right? Yeah. A lot of people think that was a big waste of time.
I don't know. This is a big question. Should America be the United States be the world's police?
Yeah. And is it all about oil? Yeah, I hear people say that sometimes.
Yeah.
It is?
No, I mean that's a factor too.
Yeah. But we left. So we must have gotten all the oil. Is that what happened?
No, we didn't get all the oil.
Here there was some computer glitch, and every flight in the United States was grounded. This was like this last weekend. It's separate from the Southwest thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
No.
it was a glitch in like the FAA? Yeah, their system. They had to ground. It was the first time they ground every flight in the U.S. since 9/11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, those computers, can't trust them as far as you could throw them.
Yeah. A lot of people, their heads go first to a cyber attack. Was it a cyber attack? But I guess there was no evidence of that being the case. Maybe a New Year's thing. They didn't have a program to count up to 23. Well, this is becoming a very long episode. Let's keep it moving. All right. Good news segment, Pete. Some interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
Taliban cars, whatever else, Michael Bay and the Pigeons. Captivating.
It's a weird
stuff.
world.
Strange world. It'll be interesting to see. We've had some weird years, especially 2020, 2021.
I was there.
2022, and now it's already 2023.
Yeah.
It's weird when you count them like that. It's way more years than when I think back to like 2020. That was no more than 2 years ago, right? Want to get into some memes, Pete?
Get into some memes.
All right.
Okay. This first one is okay. There's an award. This is an award show, and there's some award sitting on the counter. Looks like a MTV astronaut. So I don't know. Could be a Nobel Prize. No, it's definitely an MTV astronaut. So is this Tupac?
Yeah, that's Tupac Shakur there.
Okay. Tupac's at the podium accepting his award in front. He's the guy at the register buying lottery tickets. Behind him, menacingly, just staring down at his back. Snoop Dogg, me, almost late for work.
That's pretty good. So the way it's framed for the folks that are only listening, you're seeing Tupac in the front, and if you didn't know it was an award show, you can imagine him being at the counter. So it's kind of you're the point of view of the cashier, right? And he's there, kind of talking at you, and then Snoop Dogg quietly and yet ominously staring at him, clearly not pleased with the situation.
Yeah, this is very relatable.
Not often you see a Snoop Dogg unhappy, right? Pretty cheerful fella for the most part.
Yeah,
I'd say. But he's not picking up what Tupac's putting down. Yeah, have you run into this in your life?
Yeah,
I'm sure
for sure. It's worse than like being stuck behind the person in line at the grocery store with like 100 items.
Yeah,
because the lottery tickets, they like buy them, scratch them, try to redeem them. You gotta, for some reason, argue with the cashier a little bit. And yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it's a pain, and you're right. It is worse than the grocery store because at least at the grocery store you can usually see the progress. As items are being scanned, it's like, all right, we're getting there. We're on our way. With the lottery ticket guy, he could be done in 30 seconds, or he could be 5 minutes there arguing with the cashier. What is there to argue about? Like, what kind of case do you think they're making?
I don't know. I don't buy many lottery tickets, but you know,
I think it's pretty cut and dry. I think the cashier just scans the barcode and it tells them if it's a winner. Definitely resonates though.
Yeah.
All right. So this one, some text and a picture. Text says, "We get it, buddy. Eggs are expensive." And pictured is a man with a sideways hat on and a gold chain with a dozen eggs in like an egg carton with an egg carton hanging from his neck, like a Flavor Flav. You know, used to do with the clock. He's doing it with the egg cartons, and he's flashing is that a peace sign?
This is a gang sign.
Flashing a gang sign.
3 fingers.
3 fingers is gang. 2 is peace. So he's showing off the fact that he has eggs. I've seen a lot of memes. I haven't seen like the headlines that these are based off of. Has the price of eggs jumped up?
Oh, that's been the hottest subject of water cooler talk this week.
The price of eggs?
The price of eggs.
Huh. Like how significant is it? Do you know? Have you bought eggs recently?
They used to be like $2. Now they're like $4.
Oh, it's like doubled in price.
Yeah. And what I like about this is they're cage-free eggs around his neck.
Yeah.
So clearly he's buying the expensive eggs.
Oh yeah. Aren't they all cage-free? I thought we passed a law that they all had to be free range.
I don't know.
You know, whatever that means.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure there was a law passed. But you know, it's not much better. The free ranges, they're still like packed together. There's some part of the law is like the amount of outside they're allowed to have, and so all have like the minimal, all pack and get a little bit of sunlight. There's a documentary on it on Netflix, I think.
Cool. What's it called?
I don't know, Cracked or something. You know, probably some egg joke, chicken joke.
I'd believe it. So, yeah. 2023, newest sign of opulent wealth.
Having many eggs.
Having many eggs.
Yeah, my mom just installed a chicken coop. I wonder if it was in reaction to the egg prices. I thought maybe they just wanted home fresh, farm fresh eggs.
Yeah, I used to live with chickens.
Yeah,
and we had fresh eggs every day. And this was crazy. My roommate who was taking care of the chickens would feed the chickens bananas because he heard it was good for them. And then you'd eat the egg and it would taste of banana.
What?
Yeah.
No way. Absolutely impossible.
Did
not.
Swear to God.
No.
Swear to
chicken God. Sounds like the sort of how old are you in this story?
28.
What? This happened a year ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Gosh, golly. Really? No, it did not taste like bananas.
Yeah, I swear to God. You'd fry it if you fried them, especially.
It's impossible, Pete. That's not going to come through. Their egg material is not gonna have the flavors.
Yeah, well, think about it. The chicken produces the eggs so quickly that that's a lot of organic material. Like, it would make sense to me that what the chicken ate would somehow pass to the egg.
I don't think so. Banana isn't that strong of a flavor. It's not gonna make it through. Maybe if you're feeding it like a ton of garlic or something, but no. I refuse to believe. Let us know in the comments if you think feeding a chicken bananas will make its eggs taste like bananas. Brett Porter, if you're out there, do a little research for us.
Okay,
neat stuff. My family also had chickens growing up. I remember we had you have a bunch of chickens, and then you have to have a rooster. The chickens won't lay the eggs because their ovulation cycles are triggered by the presence of a rooster. That's part of it. You can't let the rooster be in contact with the chickens, otherwise they'll fertilize the eggs. But so you have a rooster there. We had a rooster. His name was Rocky the rooster.
Classic.
had a big personality, cool rooster. One day, go to feed the chickens, and Rocky's hanging upside down by his foot from a little piece of twine. Was hanging in the cage, and he's dead as a doornail.
Wow. Sounds like they murdered him.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was kind of an Epstein-esque. They made it look like an accident, but Rocky was no more.
Some weird feral chicken coven.
I mean, it must have been suicide or an accident. He's hopping around. Chickens they can fly a little bit, and somehow got his foot caught in the rope. And
damn, rest in peace, Rocky.
Thanks.
Hey, new political movement just dropped. This guy's got a sign that says pro-science, pro-choice, pro-wrestling.
Hell yeah. It looks like he's at a wrestling event.
Yeah, brother.
Right? So he's got a sign that he's drawn on with a Sharpie. Pro-science, pro-choice, pro-wrestling. Can you get behind that?
Okay, science? Yeah. Pro-choice? Yes. Yes, I am. Pro-wrestling? Never watched it.
You've never
take me to that
wrestling?
Wrestling thing, but we missed it.
Well, yeah, we live a stone's throw from the Sprint Center, and they do wrestling on occasion. It'll come back, Pete. It wasn't the only time they do wrestling. You know what they're doing this weekend? You know what they're doing?
No.
Monster trucks this weekend, and this is at least the third or fourth time that I've known that they're doing monster trucks over there.
Whoa.
So I'm sure pro wrestling is there all the time. We've got to catch one. Yeah, it's like a weird thing where people pretend that it's real, but that it's like Christmas. It adds to the fun. Sure, there's some parts to it that are made up, but the sum of its parts is a real good time.
What do you call it? Theater?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, what would you call Santa Claus at the mall? Theater?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's a fun thing. And they are athletes. It's not easy to do all those moves and stuff without injuring yourself or the opponent.
Yeah.
And then
I've heard about the difficulties with healthcare for pro wrestlers. Because I guess they're independent contractors or something, or performers, and their contracts suck and they don't get healthcare.
Yeah, they don't make nearly as much money as you would think. Like some of the big names, like Hulk Hogan, some of the real big ones. They'll get commercial deals and stuff, and that'll probably pay them out a lot more than the actual performance. Yeah, the wages are surprisingly low, and they don't get any sort of benefits they have. I think a union has formed now, but it's an interesting thing. The WWE, pretty much owns all professional wrestling.
Yeah,
all kind of in the hands of that Vince McMahon character that we see all over the internet, making facial expressions. Pretty interesting world. But he is also responsible for wrestling staying popular and stuff. They've done a good job of keeping something that you think would be maybe a trend or obscure.
I think wrestling is more popular than ever.
I'd say you might be correct. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I'm really not sure. I think it might have something to do with the theater aspect of it, being theatrics.
Well, it does. It seems to tie in really nicely with internet culture. A lot of real gifable, shortable, memeable stuff in pro wrestling. So it's kind of kept it in people's mind. I think if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't be as interested as I am in going to one of these WWE events. But just because it is so much in the zeitgeist, I feel like it's kind of something you need to experience.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm pro wrestling in science and choice. Or is there an actual other side? So it's all marketing angles. There's pro choice, and then the opposite is pro life.
Yeah.
Right? So that they both sound like they're good things. What's the opposite of pro science? pro religion or something.
Intelligent design.
Pro God. Intelligent design.
Yeah, that's what we call it in Kansas.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds so sciencey.
Good marketing.
Yeah. What would be the opposite of pro wrestling? Obviously, there is no opposite. Everyone loves pro wrestling. But if you were the marketing manager for I don't know, some moms that think pro wrestling is violent and is making kids violent, then you need to be pro. Well, what's the opposite of fighting?
Pacifism, peace.
Yeah. Oh, pro peace, pro pacifism is nice. Pro getting along. What's a single word synonym for getting along?
Peace.
Pro. Doesn't matter because everyone loves pro wrestling. Not everyone. You ever see that? Such a good clip is the prank phone call, where this guy had asked a radio station to prank phone call his wife because she wouldn't let him order the pay-per-view WWE special. And she doesn't like wrestling, and I guess things get way too rowdy when he has the boys over and they watch wrestling. So his radio show calls and pretends to be advertising for this John Cena. You say it, John Cena, yeah. It's so good. They call her over and over again, and then she starts picking up the phone, like, what the fuck? And then they would pretend to be someone else, like someone calling to get donations for the Marines, and funny stuff. Check it out. We'll put a link or whatever. Good stuff. Pro wrestling, pro science, pro choice. Anything else on that?
No, I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah. Well, sign me up when they come up with a name for this movement. I'll register that party. Isn't that Idiocracy? The president in the future. The movie Idiocracy. Mike.
Yeah.
Mike Judge.
Yeah.
Dax Shepard. Luke Wilson. Yeah. And our 45th president has been featured at least once or twice on WWE.
3 tasty memes.
Good stuff. All right.
3 tasty memes.
3 tasty memes. Half-baked opinions.
Let's keep them short this time.
Let's make it half-baked ideas. How about that? Or is yours an opinion?
Mine's an opinion.
An opinion can be an idea. What's an umbrella term for ideas and opinions?
Notions.
Half-baked notions. All right, Pete, what's your half-baked notion?
My half-baked notion is that lunch is the worst meal of the day.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's you get to work, it's 11:30, you're like, should I take lunch? And rarely ever am I hungry at 11:30 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're not a big breakfast guy either, are you? Or do you eat breakfast before work?
I'll eat some breakfast.
Mm.
And then you say you go to lunch, you come back to work and you still have like the majority of your day left.
Sure.
And then odds are you have a giant sandwich or something in your belly and you start to get sleepy and tired, and it's just not a good feeling.
Sure. What about a light lunch? A salad? Maybe just a parfait? Yeah, a little sugar to get you through the day?
Yeah. I know some people swear by yogurt.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. In that, I think lunch culture has gotten a little off the rails in the U.S. because I do think it's much more typical, at least European cultures. Yeah, the many that there are. I think they all kind of do a similar thing, which is really light breakfast, right? Talking a croissant. Yeah, and a little shot of espresso or something. Just a little thing, and then lunch also pretty light, right? What's a typical French lunch?
What's okay, jambon is the word for ham. So you can have like a very light ham sandwich.
Sure. Or in Italy, I think, just like some charcuterie or something. Yeah.
A couple olives.
Yeah. A few glasses of wine. But yeah, and then it's dinner is the only real meal, as opposed to, I think what's considered normal in the States is like 3 big meals a day, 3 squares, they call it.
Yeah. Square meals.
Which I don't really know what the square means.
Hitting all those food groups.
Oh, is that what they mean?
I think so.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, but they're big meals, so like a typical American breakfast is what? Eggs.
Yeah.
Got to have some eggs in there.
Maybe some toast. Maybe some bacon.
It's all really eggs prepared different ways with different accoutrement, different meats.
Yeah.
Never chicken with the eggs, which is weird because is it because the egg comes from the chicken? Is it just like too much of the same?
There is a word for this. I don't know. So yeah, some people view it as kind of wrong to eat the animal and its product together, but we eat cheeseburgers all the time.
Oh right, yeah, the milk and the beef. I've never thought about that with the cheeseburger, but it is the.
It's not kosher.
No, it's not. Yeah, I know because I watched Ari Shafir's comedy special.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
What's your half baked idea?
Are we done with yours? I feel like there was a lot of juice there.
Oh well,
we can move past it. This episode's getting long. I have a business idea. I might have brought this up because I don't know why it's been in my head for a while. I feel like it might have come from an earlier episode, but no one's watched that anyway. We got the DoorDash, we got the Uber, all that. And it all seems to be one big company or now a bunch of them. Especially in the food delivery space. We've got DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats. I think there's been some acquisitions in there. I think Postmates is owned by one of the other two, but there's DoorDash and Uber Eats, and they're both kind of in the mode of race to the bottom. They're trying to get market share by being cheap, and then they're also trying to be profitable. So what we end up with as consumers is a pretty poor service, right? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Uber Eats sucks.
Uber Eats sucks. DoorDash sucks.
DoorDash sucks.
I've had bad luck with both of them. So I think there's a hole in the market for a real premium offering. And I wouldn't want it to come from DoorDash or Uber Eats because I don't trust them. It's like, I don't know. You ever get an Uber Comfort or something? Sometimes it's like the only option.
Yeah.
And it's never that much better than a normal Uber. It's the only requirements there needs to be like a certain kind of car and stuff. Whatever car fits the parameters, but it doesn't guarantee better service or better driving or anything like that. But a separate company, a new company, could rise up with better standards across the board, charge a little bit more, but it'll be a service that people will trust, and I think it would catch on pretty well.
VIP food delivery.
Yeah, just a better food delivery option for. DoorDash and Uber Eats is already so expensive.
Yeah, I don't know about that paying a little more part.
What if it wasn't even a little more though? I have a sneaking suspicion that they're if you looked at their books, they're charging way more than they need to for the basic services. Probably so much of what you're paying for is not their operation cost; it's their growth cost. Paying tons of software development teams, that sort of thing. Yeah, food delivery service doesn't need a bunch of software people. You just need an app that works, something you can use, integrate.
But they're pouring all this money into autonomous delivery robots.
Yes, research and development, also marketing. DoorDash, if you'd like to sponsor our podcast, reach out. We'd love to have you.
You don't suck.
But yeah, it seems like we're paying for that. But if in the meantime, because all that and we're paying for things that aren't benefiting us in the short term. In this time, I feel like there's just a hole in the market. Someone could come in, probably be the same price, if not even cheaper, and provide a higher quality level of service. So if you're out there and you want to start a business that will scale to billions, make the premium delivery service. You know, pay your people better, get good people, train them well, vet them. I mean, I think it's absolutely bonkers that some person can be like, you know what, I think I'm gonna drive for Uber, and then they can just log in, blah blah blah. I think you have to put in your driver's license or something, but they're pretty much going to they're gonna let you do it. I've had an Uber driver that had like the breathalyzer things attached to their car, and he told me he's had like 8 DUIs or something crazy like that. Just got his license back, and now he's driving me.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But pizza delivery guy is a pretty noble profession. I have no problem with a felon delivering pizza.
A felon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I think it much less matters the person as it does the work environment, and the expectations built around that. I feel like the Uber and all these gig economy, like, big apps that people can just sign up for and make money with. I think I don't know, it cultivates a feeling of lawlessness, like there's really not any rules, and they don't care, what their account will get suspended or something if if someone complains or what, then they'll just sign up for a different app. It's all everything, it all feels so temporary. And so I don't think there's a lot of incentive for people to do well at it. Because what are you going to do? You're going to start as a Uber driver and work your way up anywhere? Who are you trying to impress? It's not like Mr. Uber is going to be like, I see something in you. I'd like to bring you up to management.
Maybe there's like a executive top floor.
Yeah, but I don't think the Uber drivers can access it. They aren't employees, right? They're contractors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that is why, there's no incentive to be good at it. Not to say there aren't. I mean, Uber drivers especially, there's some that are great at it, but it's because they can get tips and stuff. There's that. That's my idea. Good idea, you think?
Yeah.
I think it's got legs.
There's room for that.
Wheels. Alrighty.
Right, well,
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the episode. We're always looking for constructive feedback. Tune in next week when we talk about some other news. Whatever happens between now and then, we'll be telling you about it. Let us know if you like the chair, the slight difference in the chair orientation. Did it feel more natural? Let us know. Let us know down in the comments. All right. Thanks and have a good night. Peace.